Welcome to FBB Forum. If you like this content, please be sure to like and subscribe to the FBB Forum YouTube channel and follow my Instagram page. I'm very pleased to welcome the stunning IFBB Pro women's physique athlete Silvia Tran to the podcast. Silvia has been competing in bodybuilding since 2020 and earned her pro card at the NPC Masters Nationals in 2023. And Silvia made her pro debut just a couple weeks ago at the Omaha Pro show. And stay tuned to find out where she's going to compete next. Silvia's married and has 3 kids and lives in Texas. And I'm really pleased I can't talk today, for a chance to speak with her today. Welcome, Silvia. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My first few questions are about how you got started in bodybuilding. And I was wondering if you had an athletic or a sports background before you started.
So I do have a sports background. I was really good. I played volleyball, basketball, track. But what happened is I was going to the gym, working out as normal. And then one day I told my sister, I said, hey, I would like to try competing. So she was like, well, I have this perfect guy that you can use. It's my friend, and he actually got my body right, and we could try him. So we met him. His name is Lalo. His wife actually is a NPC Pro as well. A couple years ago, she was 6th at the Olympia. And when I saw her, I was so starstruck. I was like, wow, she is massive and beautiful. Like, I need to be like this.
Oh, nice.
And so, and then I decided, okay, let me just try to do this. So I started eating like he said, training like he said, and everything. And I didn't feel like my body was right, of course, for the first show. But he says, if you don't start now, you never will.
Yeah.
So, like I said, with my sister, we decided to do it. And as we got closer to the showtime, my sister, she stopped doing it. She said it was too much for her, waking up too early in the morning, trying to eat the food. I was calling her, telling her, hey, we have to train. Like, I was like staying on her.
Yeah.
And she decided to quit. But I'm the kind of person, when I start something, I don't stop until I reach the end of it, like until there's no more.
Sure.
So I just kept going. And, just an idea of I should compete. And then it was like, that light bulb went off when I saw Lahana, and I was like, oh my God, I need to look like this. And then that's where it started.
That's awesome. That's very cool. And it's only been 2020 since you started competing. It's only been a few years, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
You made a lot of growth in that short period of time. You look great.
Yes, I really have made a lot of growth in that period of time. Because I knew that figure was great. But I'm so tall, and I would wear these high heel shoes, and I felt like a lizard, And so when we would go up on stage, right before we went on stage, I put my shoes on because I knew I didn't want to walk around looking like a freaking giant the whole time.
Yeah.
And then when the show was over, when I hit that last step, I was taking it off, right? So then I was like, but it'd be great to do something to not have to wear heels.
Yeah.
And I knew that, okay, maybe I need to build some more muscle to actually be competitive in women physique, especially when I want to go to NPC, and then I just kept on growing from there, eating better, training better, sleeping better. And so, yeah.
In terms of, did you like the fact that women's physique also allowed you to be a little bit more creative, with your posing routine and that kind of thing?
Yes, it wasn't robotic where you just, hit the poses and go. In women's physique, you got to actually display what you actually built.
Yeah, that's great. And if you don't mind me asking, how tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
Wow, so you're really tall for
yes.
Female competitor for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome. Actually, taller than most of the men probably too.
Oh gosh, yes, definitely yes. I'm taller than my ex-husband, taller than my current husband.
That's
just
awesome.
The way it is.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But I got lucky though, because my grandmother was 6'5", so I'm glad I didn't get that tall.
Oh wow, really? Wow, that's really tall. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you find it, but is it a little tougher to fill out your frame just because you are so tall?
Yes, it's a lot tougher. Like I said, I have to eat even more food.
Yeah, I understand.
It's much harder, than a shorter person is. I mean, yes, everybody has to put forth the effort, but it takes a lot longer to fill out the frame of a person this height.
Yeah,
A
I
lot.
understand. That's probably
Yeah.
like I was telling you, I had that brief interview with you at the Omaha Pro, and I had you totally out of the frame with your face, and I didn't factor in how tall you were. I'm so sorry too.
That's what it was. I was
I'm
too tall.
sorry.
It was funny because my what do you call my national show, the lady who made my suit, she made my suit. It was nice, but I felt that I was having to pull it up higher to cover my butt a lot
Oh,
more.
yeah.
And so my next season, I said, look, I said, look, I'm tall. Okay. I need something that's not this short, but this long. And
I
she's like,
understand.
well, yeah, you're actually a lot taller than most of my people. So let me put up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So yeah, so now we make the adjustment to make it a lot higher, much longer for someone my size.
That's true. I know. I was not, yeah, I was not doing that right. So that was funny though. Oh man.
Yeah.
Um, I was curious if you have a fitness role model that you look up to.
Honestly, Andrea Shaw, man, I love
Yeah.
her. I really, really love her. I think
Mhm.
she's incredible. But besides her, that's from the girl perspective, and then we start having the guys who I love. From Samson. I mean, oh my God, like it's so weird being that I'm a female competitor. I know most of the guys.
Okay.
Like you give me a woman's name, I'm like, who's that? You name any of the guys, I know most of them.
Really?
But if I
Yeah.
have to pick one, I'll pick Andrea.
Andrea, yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's a good ambassador for the sport too, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I don't, that's the opposite with me. I don't know the guys very well, but I know all the women. I'm like a women's historian, with because I've been following it for so long. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was curious, like when you first got up on stage in a bikini, was it kind of tough for you? Was it kind of nerve-wracking?
Um, I'm a relatively shy person.
Hmm.
Um, I talk to people once I feel comfortable. And it was like, for instance, I would go to the beach or go to the pool with my family, and I have a cover up the whole time.
Hmm.
I won't take it off because I'm like, I don't want to walk around naked.
Yeah.
But when I get up on stage, the very, very first time it was weird.
Uh-huh.
Because it wasn't being on stage, it was getting dressed, it was getting tanned in the back.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm completely naked, and there are so many women that are naked, and I was kind of bashful, like, oh my God, this is crazy. I don't know about this.
Mhm.
And then I went on stage and I was like, okay, this is weird, but here we go, you know?
Mhm.
And yeah, it was kind of weird. But now it's like I have to tan. Okay, let's just do it. Who cares? Take it off. I don't care who's in the room. Get on stage. I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter what I
Yeah.
have on. But at first, it was like
Yeah.
I'm a little too reserved for this.
I
So
understand.
yeah,
Yeah, I totally understand that. And I think you get more comfortable over time from what I've,
yeah,
the ladies I've spoken with, it just seems like, and you kind of know what to expect too. I think when you're first doing it, you don't really know what's entailed, especially backstage. So
that's right.
yeah,
That's correct.
yeah. Um, now, I was curious, what was your experience like at Omaha Pro, and did you enjoy the show? And that it seemed like backstage, the Iron Sisterhood was pretty strong there, so I think that was a plus. But I'm just curious what your take was on it.
You know, there were a couple people who I talked to when I was there, and they were really, really nice, genuine people. I
Yeah,
didn't talk to everybody. I didn't, like I said, once again, I'm kind of,
yeah,
but I didn't really get to talk to everybody. But the two people that I talked to, I adore, and I'm so glad that I got to meet them, and just it made me feel relaxed,
yeah,
because I mean that
mhm,
was my first pro show, so the pros are a little different.
yeah. That's true.
They're a lot different than the amateurs. Okay, and it was it was great. It was great that they kind of put us on a pedestal, kind of sort of like, like we went first, like it's time to get retained. The pros went first,
Yeah. Oh,
you know, it's like they gave us an area just to ourselves. And I thought that was pretty nice,
yeah.
and I think the Omaha Pro was cool because I got my feet wet and I got
Yeah.
to see how it is,
Hmm.
and now I know, now I know, but
Hmm.
yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Great.
It's weird because when I was practicing my posing, the lady who does my posing, actually the show, the Texas Pro, that's one of her shows.
Uh-huh.
And she was telling me, the stage is kind of long, the walkout part or whatever. So the stage is a lot smaller than I anticipated, a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
smaller. That's
Okay.
the only thing that kind of was like, okay, this is a little stage, you
Yeah, I
know?
understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
I from a fan perspective, I like the fact that they really put the pros up front, and otherwise, 7 to 8 through all the NPC
yeah,
amateurs and stuff, and
yeah,
um and that plus women's physique was the only pro division, so all I think all the focus was on you guys, which I like that though, because
yeah.
it's one of my favorite divisions too. So yeah,
Yes, and the promoter was cool because, he gave us, the pictures are free, he paid for all of our photos,
yeah. Hmm.
he allowed our spouse to go in for free, and
Hmm.
that was nice. I mean, I didn't expect that. They don't never do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I know. I thought that was terrific. And Jack and Ann Totone, they hooked me up with a VIP badge for free, and they were really
That's awesome.
very, very sweet to me. So I appreciated that. So I tried my
Yeah.
best to promote the show and the competitors there. So yeah,
Yes.
it was
Yes.
good. Yeah, I definitely would like to go back again. It was great. The coolest thing about Omaha though, and this is kind of a joke, but I got to pose for the Chef Boyardee statue. It's
Wait, where's that?
it's down Conagra, the big food company is based there. So they have a huge campus like right down by the river down there. So I
Oh,
had to
nice.
make a pilgrimage to see Chef Boyardee.
Nice. That's
But
interesting. Yeah.
no, the
No,
highlight was,
I didn't even, I wish I would have had more time to really explore,
oh,
you
sure, I
know?
understand.
Yeah, that would have been nice because there was a guy there that was telling me that Malcolm X was born there.
Oh
And he
yeah.
was telling me there's a museum to go to that's really nice.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
he said it's a great museum. And I was like, I just wish I had time because trust me, on Sunday, we were gone. 4 o'clock, 2:30, we were up getting ready to go to the airport.
Oh,
But I
really?
wish I would have spent more time there. Definitely.
It's a pretty decent city. I kind of liked it. I explored on Sunday, and that's when I was walking around and checking out the sites, and then early Monday morning. But yeah, no, but
Nice.
I'm just teasing about Chef Boyardee. But
Uh-huh.
I had to make the pilgrimage.
Did you post any pictures?
I did. Yeah, I did. I posted a
I didn't
picture.
see it. Okay. I'll look at it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. Um, Now we talked about it, but where are you going to compete next? I know it's coming up soon.
Yeah. So my next show is going to be in a little bit over 8 weeks. That'll be at oh, I just told you, yeah, Mississippi Pro.
Yeah, in Tupelo.
So yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, very
yeah.
cool. That's
I'm looking
exciting.
forward to that. That's in Tupelo.
Yeah, that'll be a great show, I bet. I think you'll do great there.
Yes, I have a lot of support for that show. I have a team of people, we're all going there and it's going to be great, So
Not
I
too
look
far
forward to it.
from not too far from Houston area, is it, I think?
No, the flight, yeah, I was surprised. I thought it was a lot further, but
Hmm.
it's really close. The flight
Yeah,
was really fast. It was supposed to be fast anyway.
that's very cool. That's awesome. Now I look forward to seeing you compete there.
Yeah.
Um, um, Now in terms of earning your pro card, I know you did last year's Masters Nationals, is that right?
Yes.
2023. What was that experience like for you? I bet that was pretty exciting.
It was so awesome. I was on cloud nine.
I bet.
Like, that was my first show peaking with my coach. And it was just so on point. Like
Wow.
everything that he was telling me to do that I was doing, it was just hidden correctly, like it's supposed to, like clockwork. And I remember going and competing. and I felt like I owned the stage, like it belonged to me, you know,
Right.
and it was great because they didn't move me. I stayed there, I wrote it out. And then I won the 35 and up, I won the 40 and up, like on my pro card, you know,
Yeah.
and it was great. It was great. I have nothing bad to ever say about that place ever again. I got to meet Jim Mannion as well.
Nice.
It was nice. I
That's,
definitely want to go there for a pro show.
yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, for Pittsburgh Pro or yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
I remember I was looking at the who was competed there, I think against you, and I saw Arby Meyer, who is another really tall competitor too. I think she's taller than you, and she's from Canada, but yeah, she's we talked about how it's harder to fill out the tall frame like that, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know the name, but I think I know who you're talking about because there were just like maybe three of us that was, well, me, two, addition to me, three of us that was relatively tall.
Yeah.
So I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
really cool. And she got her pro card too, but I think it was at North Americans, but she competed later. So
Oh,
uh,
she did.
yeah, so yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
Congrats on that for her.
Yeah. I like seeing the tall ladies compete like that because
Yes, me
yeah.
too. Because I know we have to earn ours. We have to, everybody have to earn it. But we have to earn it like crazy.
Yeah.
So to get and if you look at even the guys, I mean, to look at anybody that's tall, to get up there and do a great job, it's
Hmm.
impressive.
I
It's totally
agree.
impressive.
No, I totally agree with you on that. Yeah, definitely. Um, now I was curious, did the Omaha judges give you any feedback on where you needed to improve your physique or presentation?
So he told me to I need to work on my shoulder caps.
Okay.
He said I needed to have a bigger back,
Uh-huh.
a wider back rather, and of course condition. I knew conditioning, but honestly, because my body didn't come in like it should have come in, I would have been much better. I mean, those would not. The only thing would be probably would have been conditioning because even when I'm working now with my with one of my trainers, John Sherman,
Uh-huh.
and even working with him now, he says, no, your back is fine.
Yeah.
Because now I'm not depleted like freaking crazy. I was completely depleted so
Hmm.
bad that I had issues with cramping uncontrollably. Like it was so bad. My cramping was just out of control. It was so I like
Oh, really?
literally just to move because see, I started water loading way like 2 weeks in advance. I was already depleting way before, and I didn't do this for my national. I
Okay.
was depleting so early that I was just so empty, you
Yeah.
know?
I
And
yeah.
but even though I was empty, I was still I wasn't ready because what happened was is I had issues with my hormones.
Okay.
And me going back and forth to my doctors and all that, I was trying to balance my hormones out. So we're thinking, okay, so should I compete or not? He was like, well, just give it a little bit more time, then we'll see. So during this time, I'm thinking, okay, my hormones, everything should be in check. I'll be fine. And so I had already registered for the show, paid for everything, tanning, flight and everything. And then as we got closer, I said, I don't think my hormones are just regulating itself. I don't think my body's going to be ready now, but I had already paid for so much. I said, I'm already committed to it. Um, let's just see what happens.
Okay.
And we did that. And we knew at that time I wasn't ready like I wanted to be. So we
Yeah.
were hoping that it'll really suck me in a lot more and I'll look a lot tighter.
Okay.
And my body was only able to do so much
Yeah.
until eventually my body was like, you know what, this is enough. Like this is
Okay.
absolutely enough. It was
Yeah.
bad. I mean, I was going through a lot, like in the sense where even on the stage, you have to hit the pose just to lock out my quads. I did not hit it as hard as I could because I knew it would lock on me. It was
Oh,
just that
really?
bad. It was
Oh,
just that
really?
bad.
Oh,
I
I'm
have
so
never
sorry.
experienced that before, ever in
Really?
my entire life.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, and so I told my coach, I said, I don't ever want to go through that ever again.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
we're working hard.
No, that's cool. And yeah, it's yeah, take it as a learning experience too, I'm
Yeah,
sure. I mean, yeah, in terms of how your body responds to and to
yeah.
yeah. So No, I
Yeah.
hope it goes better for you at Tupelo for
Oh, it
sure.
will.
Yeah.
It will. I have a whole different mindset. And like I said, we learned from it, which is great that I learned from it.
Yeah.
But, with every coach, they have to figure out your body.
Yeah.
And just because you have one show that was bad doesn't mean they're all going to be bad.
Yeah.
Because eventually, once they get you figured out, then y'all can, you know what I'm saying? It'll work a lot better. And I think after this, now we know what not to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. That's a good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything's a good learning experience, you
Oh,
know.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I talked to you a little bit about this before or we started recording, but would you ever consider moving up to women's bodybuilding division? Because I do think you have the size that you might need to do it, but as we mentioned, being taller would be harder to fill out the frame too. So
It'd be a lot harder. I don't know. The truth is, I really don't know.
mhm.
Would I like to? Yes.
Yeah,
But I don't know. That's the truth. I
yeah,
really don't know. Right now, I'll just try to perfect what I have. And if I notice that my body is growing too much,
uh-huh.
I'm outgrowing. It's kind of like what I did with women with women's physique. I kind of outgrew my figure.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I started outgrowing figure.
uh-huh.
So if I grow too much for women's physique, then yeah, I'll do that crossover.
Okay, that's cool. It would be great if you
Mhm.
did. I mean, and if you grew into it
So
like,
cool. Yeah,
yeah,
it'd be so cool. And there's so many women's physique girls. There is so many of them.
I
So
know
many.
it is. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's um I like I said, both of those physique and bodybuilding are my favorite divisions, and y'all are yeah, pretty amazing too. So definitely.
Yes, and my coach has he has some really good athletes in women's physique. I mean, even now bodybuilding, he have two pretty good ones.
That's awesome. Who's he
Yeah.
working with in bodybuilding?
Hmm?
Who's he working with?
Oh well, let's see. For bodybuilding right now, he's working with I think her name is Ashley. She just
Ashley
won.
Tran?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh, very cool.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Hmm.
awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, he's working with her. Um, what's the other girl's name? I can't think her name. She has a weird name. Avant was her last name. I can't think of her name. I can't think of her. I don't know her name.
Oh no, it's okay. No,
Yes,
that's cool.
but she won. She won the last show she participated in. She won in bodybuilding. She did really good on that show as well.
Oh,
So
very cool. That's awesome.
yeah.
I was wondering if there's any advice you can provide to ladies who are seeking their pro card. You know, I know it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, but any special advice that you could provide
Don't
that,
give up.
yeah,
Um, I want to say keep fighting. Even when it's hard, when you think like, man, I can't do this, it's just too much work. Even if you don't win that show, you don't win your pro card, it doesn't mean you stop. That
yeah,
just means you got to work even harder because it's all about who shows up. I
yeah,
mean, you can have this great body and then somebody show up, they even better than you, and then you
hmm,
don't win. It's not that you didn't win because you weren't great. You
hmm,
weren't great for that lineup.
yeah,
Okay.
I
But
understand.
just keep fighting, don't quit. If you really, really want it, fight for it.
That's great. That's good advice.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. And you've been sticking with it, so that's good. You've been, yeah,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, you mentioned the coach earlier. What is he your prep coach, and what's his name again?
My prep coach is Andrew Vu.
Oh, Andrew Vu. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
And do you have a posing coach too?
My posing coach is Sheila Brown.
Oh, Sheila Brown that does, yeah, the Texas Pro Promoter, I think, right?
Yeah. And
Oh,
right
yeah.
now my training coach is John Sherman and also Lalo.
Oh, okay, Lalo. And oh, very
Hmm.
cool. John Sherman. That's what
Hmm.
I'll probably do is I'll probably stick their Instagram handles down below so we can, if people are interested in getting information about them and stuff. So um
Okay.
yeah, that sounds good. I probably should write it down. I'm just gonna write it down real quick so I won't forget.
Yeah.
um okay, cool. And I was curious, what would you say is the most challenging aspect of competition prep for you?
Most challenging. Time.
Time. Yeah. I got.
Yes, time is the most challenging. My life is so busy. You
Mhm.
know, it's like the other day I went to my doctor's office. He says, look, your life is like a big piece of paper. You just have a corner to yourself. This is your little corner that's you. But you have all this other stuff going on in your life as far as having, because I'm like a very active parent. So I do sports with the kids. They do basketball, they do track, they do other sports with that as well. We go to the movies. We do a lot.
Yeah.
I have to make sure that I cook breakfast even before school start. I cook breakfast before I go to the gym, do my cardio, even work out. That's waking up at 1 something in the morning.
Oh,
Then
really?
I still have to come home. I still have
Wow.
to cook their food before school. Then I
Yeah.
have to pack their lunches. Then I'll leave. I'll go to work, and then I'll come back, and it just keeps going, and it just never
Hmm.
stops. So
Mm.
I think time, man. If I
Hmm.
just had more time in the day, but I can't think of the exact words, but Arnold said something in the terms of we have 24 hours in a day. Okay. We work this many hours, we sleep this many hours, we train this many hours. If you need more time, sleep less.
Uh-huh. Oh, no. Yeah.
Something like that. He didn't say the
Uh-huh.
exact word. So that's what I do. And I try to make up for my sleep on the weekends or on certain days of the week.
Okay.
I make up for it.
Yeah, that's tough though. Yeah, because sleep is important though too. You got to have enough sleep.
It's oh my God, it's such a huge piece of the puzzle.
Mhm.
And that's one thing that I do lack. But I do try to go to bed between 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Oh
So
yeah.
that
Oh
way
wow.
me waking up at 1:30 in the morning is it's not as disruptive rather than sleeping at 9 o'clock and waking up at 1. That's just horrible. But
Yeah.
waking up at 1:30, I think I can do.
Yeah, that's true. It gives you more time for sleep, and that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was curious if you could give any advice to ladies who are looking for a good coach and in terms of how you found your coaches.
You know, um, as far as okay, so coach. Okay, as far as coach. I saw how it started was as far as my coach. What's her name? Jessica Reyes.
Uh-huh.
She is figure competitor, and she did a lot of shows, and she dominates her show. She does really great.
Yeah.
And so one day I asked her, I say, "Man, you look great. Who is your coach?" And she gave me his name, and I was like, if her coach can give me just a fraction of this,
Mhm.
I'll be happy. And so I reached out to him. At that time, before that, I was working with uh what's his name? Sims, Nikki Sims,
Okay.
which is AJ Sims' wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was working with her, and I stopped working with her because after me talking to Andrew, I was like, you know what? I like what he had to say. I really liked the feedback from him. That was great. So
Yeah.
then I left her after I'd already paid all this money to her. I left in the middle, and
Okay.
then I started with Andrew.
Oh,
And
yeah.
just you know, it's hard a lot of times to find someone that you can connect with.
Yeah. I mean,
Um, and sometimes, and if you don't have that connection, it makes it hard to have a good relationship with your coach, you
yeah,
know?
I
And
understand.
then like for instance, my coach likes to call us ninjas.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's a ninja. And so to us, he is our sensei.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So just, I guess I want to say, find somebody that you can connect with. Just
Okay.
because someone else likes him and he and she's getting along with him doesn't mean you will.
Yeah,
So
that's
if you don't have that connection with him, then just keep looking. I
mhm.
mean, that's my thought.
That's good advice, actually. I like that. Yeah. I've heard a
Yeah,
bunch of good things about Andrew too. I think he's a really good coach. And
he's a
yeah,
great coach. He's strict. He's very, very strict. Yeah,
yeah,
he's something else.
that's awesome. Yeah. No, strict is good, I think, especially with bodybuilding, because you have to be kind of strict, I think. So
You
yeah.
have to. That's right.
I was curious, do you have a full-time job outside of bodybuilding?
Yes, I
Wh-
do.
Where do you work?
So I'm in law enforcement.
Really? Oh, wow.
But that's my full time. So I'm at work at 6 o'clock in the morning,
Wow.
and I get off between 1:40, something like that,
Okay.
and then back at the gym.
Oh, really? Wow, that's very
Yeah,
cool. That's awesome. Yeah. How
yeah.
long you been doing that?
About 16 years.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, all the time.
That's awesome. Very cool. Wow.
Yep.
That's kind of unusual schedule too, but it sounds like it works for your bodybuilding schedule too. Yeah.
Yes, it works for my bodybuilding and also works for my life
Yeah.
because I'm off on the weekends, I'm off on holidays. If I need to leave a little early for like a family event, I can do that. So it
Yeah.
works for me.
That's awesome. Very cool. Um, I was wondering, I met your husband at the Omaha, but is he a bodybuilder too?
No, he's
No?
not a bodybuilder. He thinks he's too old.
Oh, really? Oh, no. He looks good though.
Yeah, he said he's beyond that,
Yeah.
but he works out.
Yeah, he looks really good. I could see him competing if you wanted to. So.
He won't. Thank you though.
And in terms of we talked a little bit about where you live, but I was curious, do you have a supportive bodybuilding community where you live? And you said
Uh,
it Waller, Texas, right?
no, not at all. That's the answer. I don't, not here. I think my
No.
only support, my husband is my biggest support, and my daughter, my baby girl, my oldest
Mhm.
girl. She's like, just work out. You don't have to compete. Da, da, da. I don't care. But my baby girl, I remember before I won my national show, she said, "Mommy, you're gonna win this show." And when I went on stage, I thought about her. I was like, she said, I have to win this show.
Oh,
And
nice.
so I was telling her that I have another show in August. She said, Mommy, you're going to win this show. She said, so go to the gym right now.
Oh,
So I'm
nice.
fighting because she's pushing me, of course. So yeah, that's my support system.
That's
Them.
awesome. That's great
Mhm.
that your kids are supportive, especially the youngest. How old are your kids?
Yeah, my son is 14 and my oldest daughter is 22 and my baby girl is 10.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I bet they're proud of you though.
Mhm.
I'm impressed by especially the ladies I've spoken with that have like three kids like that, because that's a lot to juggle, you mean, with three
It's
kids.
a lot. It's a lot. People always wonder, like, how do you do everything that you do? Like, I just do it. I mean, I don't make excuses. I just freaking do it. I don't think about it.
Yeah,
You know.
that's awesome. I think that's great. Yeah, it's very inspirational too. So
Thank you.
I just had a few more questions for you, and I know you got to
Sure.
get going pretty soon anyway. But I was curious if this is kind of hypothetical, um, but if you were in a leadership position with IFBB, what would you do to try to improve the sport of bodybuilding and make the sport better?
You know, well, first of all, I wish we got paid more money.
Yeah,
It's really sad to be a pro, to go to a show that your top prize is $2,000 or
yeah,
$1,500, you're already in the negative. You've
yeah,
already paid for the flight, you've already paid for the hotel, you've already paid for the hair, the makeup, the suit, everything. So what are you competing for? You're just really competing for a trophy
yeah,
because it's
yeah.
nothing, no money involved, and it's great to get something back. I
Mhm.
just wish that they would, you know, even when these top shows, when these men are making 500,000 as a male bodybuilder,
Yeah,
400,000, one show, that's a lot of money.
it is.
I
Yeah.
mean, since we're half, can we get half that money?
Yeah, I
Two
agree.
fifty, 200 would be great. You
Hmm.
know, um,
Yeah,
but you know, I just wish that we had more support. But the thing about it is with bodybuilding has gotten such a bad rap, to be honest with
yeah.
you.
Hmm.
And not you won't see people like HEB investing their money into it,
Yeah,
Walgreens, Target. You won't see them doing that.
that's
You
true.
may see them investing into track and field or other stuff, but not us.
Yeah,
And our money comes from people who support small little organizations that give things to us. But I just wish that the women, and this is no different than Hollywood or everything else, the women we kind of sort of take like the back burner per se. But
yeah,
I wish that they would invest more into us because I think if it's more money, it'd be even a better grade of people also competing in women's bodybuilding. You
yeah, I
know.
agree. Yeah, that's a
Mhm.
good point about, I think Susan Graham at Omaha, she only got the 2000, I think, for winning that
2000.
show. But it was, yeah, it was
Yeah.
quite a lot of money when you think about it, and she still ended up kind of in a deficit when you
Yes.
consider how much she spent to get there, too. So yeah.
Yes. And right. That's what I'm gonna say. She spent a lot of money to get there. And I think that you know, the difference will be made up if we have good sponsors. So
Yeah.
we have like people that's paying us to represent their brand.
hmm
And then sometimes, most men get it, not most men, but it's easier, I think, for guys to get the good sponsors like that than a
hmm
female.
Yeah.
And I think that, I think that with bodybuilding, of course, it's for the love of it, but you kind of sort of feel a little left out.
Yeah.
you know?
I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you're
totally.
fighting just as hard or even harder.
Yeah.
These guys, they already have all the super jacked testosterone and all this different stuff, and they're
Yeah.
they're fighting, but we're fighting too,
I
you
agree with you
know.
on that. I do, since you mentioned BADRAP, I gotta show my shirt real quick.
Yes,
That's
I remember that shirt.
the BADRAP ladies, that that are, supporting women's bodybuilding with some sponsorships and helping pay for some of the travel costs. So
No,
they're really terrific. And they're in Texas too. They're in Crockett and Tyler, Texas, the two ladies.
yes, I meant to look them up. I think it's pretty cool.
They're so awesome. They really are. And they're supporting ladies like Sherry Priami, who also has 3 kids. She's in women's bodybuilding, but they like to support the specifically physique and bodybuilding and support
Nice.
ladies that they feel worthy and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah,
you
I'm
might
curious though, why did they come up with the name Bad Rap? Like, did they tell you?
oh no, it's an acronym. It's actually big and defined, ripped and pumped. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I don't know if you can see it too good there.
I
And it's
see
kind
it.
of backwards some, I think.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but it's big and
Awesome.
defined, ripped and pumped. And yeah, it's a cool idea. I really, and those ladies are just so awesome too. So yeah.
Awesome.
Um uh since we're almost out of time, I'll just ask you one more question. I was curious, like, what do you think we can do to get more fans to come to the pro bodybuilding shows? Because I think, more female bodybuilding fans need to show up and show out and buy more tickets to shows and buy more live streams. But I think
Yeah,
sometimes they're too shy to support, and show their support, so.
yeah. I think more moving around a lot more like kind of like us going different places and just
Mhm.
making ourselves more known.
Mhm.
You know, um, unless you're a real bodybuilding fan, you don't really know so
Mhm.
much,
Yeah.
how we actually do things. I think that we just need to kind of move around about, like maybe like events at a park or just different things, the way we kind of get the word out. People tend to know us a lot more,
Mhm.
and maybe they'll be intrigued and be like, wow, I want to see what this looks like,
Yeah.
see what these women are doing. I mean, I don't know. I just think that we don't advertise ourselves enough per
Yeah.
se. Yeah.
I remember back in the day when ESPN and NBC, would show the bodybuilding shows, and I think it introduced
Yeah.
a lot of people and intrigued a lot of people that didn't know
Yes.
otherwise.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that again, like more, and these, there's like cornhole and darts and stuff like that, just like
Yes.
sports that are kind of boring versus bodybuilding,
Yes.
it's more interesting and has kind of a sex appeal too.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I know that, social media is the thing now, but
Yeah.
I wish we still had the magazines where you
Yeah.
have the competitors on the magazine that won the show last week or last month or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can go purchase the magazine and you know how guys, my ex-husband had that. They sit on a toilet and read the magazines with the guys on it and all that. I just wish we
Yeah.
had more of that,
I
you know?
know. Unfortunately, yeah, I remember back in the day when the magazines were much more prominent
Yeah.
and there's still Amazon's fitness magazine. And I would like to see that like in the newsstands, kind of like the old Women's
Yes.
Physique World, was at the newsstands. So
Yes.
yeah, I would love to
Yes.
see that. But you're right, magazines have kind of gone by the wayside, primarily because of social media, I think, and the internet and such. But
But
yeah.
with the magazine, if okay, with with the magazine, even if you don't know who the competitor is, you
Hmm.
see all these pictures like, wow, I never heard this person. This person looks pretty cool. On social media, it's more like you go and you look up a particular person, or you happen to see an advertisement that showed a bodybuilder or a women's physique athletes, and you're like, oh, that person's cool, or follow, you know?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little old school.
Oh, no, I agree with you on that. I'm old school too. I still listen
Yes,
to like radio and stuff, you
me
know.
too. Sure do.
Oh man. Yeah, we're just getting too old, I guess, Sylvia.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It has to come back.
I know, I gotta come back. I agree. Now, would you mind doing a quick flex for me?
I don't know.
Or if you're cool with it. Oh, you look great, Sylvia. Thank you. Your arms look awesome. Thank you so much. And I'll try to get this posted relatively soon, but I want to thank you for your time, and
Awesome.
I'll tag you too when I get it posted. But thank you so much, Sylvia. It's really nice speaking with you, and best wishes in Mississippi too.
Thank you so much. Yeah, awesome. Thanks.
And yeah, keep me posted on your progress, and I'll be looking for you too, so on Instagram.
Awesome. Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sylvia. Take care.
Bye bye.